What's up, guys? How's it going? I'm gonna go over how to draw the nose. Nose in pencil. This tutorial is gonna be very specific to the pencil. I'm using a 9B graphic pencil, soft version, B, but the 9's pretty dark. I wouldn't even use this. I would stick with like a 2B or a 4B or 6B even. That's kind of it. I'm using a 9B because I want it to be dark, for example. So let's go over the nose very quickly. The nose in general has a triangular shape. That's obvious if you were to simplify that down. I mean, pretty much from any angle, you know what I mean? I mean, the nose from the side there, the nose from the front has a triangular shape. Overall, should be simple. If you were to break that down too into more more complex shapes, the nose itself, let's say you were to take, by the way, you got to think in 3D too, and everybody's nose is different. But I like to think of the nose in kind of divisions. You know, there's the wings of the nostrils right there. See how the nostrils are down here? And then there's kind of a ball of the nose here. This is portion, and it's the split too. Some people have a split in their nose. It depends. But I usually see that section like keystone shape on top, straight bridge, and then you get kind of a ball of the nose, and then you have the wings of the nostrils, you know? And then you have where it connects to the face over here. Let me see. And you can tell right there at that angle, the nose is angling a little bit downward, you know? The nose upward has the same triangular shape, but if you're looking all up in the nose, it's a little bit different. And it's weird too. I would actually get some reference and copy some noses, you know. Same thing, you see that same ball, you see the under part of the ball goes down between the nostrils, you know, you have this one, that shape, and then you have the nostrils again. You know, so if you're looking right up in someone's nose, it's going to be kind of that shape. It's going to be very different. It's going to connect to the, I believe it's a philtrum, I think. It's that shape below on the mouth. We're not going to talk about the mouth right now, though. A couple of things that are very specific to the pencil. I would shade, see the ball of the nose, you know, the ball area. I would shade the ball of the nose the same way I would a ball, you know. I would, let's say, okay, let me turn this into a graphic shape. 1 second. So sometimes, like I said, I would think of the ball, the bridge, and then the keystone shape of the nose. I would think of that like it's really a ball. So let's say the light's coming from above somewhere, from over here. Straighten that out. I would think of this as a ball on its own, but the ball is connecting into a tube over here, or the bridge, you know. So I would think of it like a ball connected to like let's say a square of some kind, and then into a keystone. It's kind of square up here. The light's coming from that side. You know, that's again a nose angle down. By the way, different people's genetics allows them to have different angles to their nose. Sometimes they have a kind of downward slope to their nose. Some people don't. Yeah, I also think of this, the wing of the nostrils, a little bit of a circular form. You know, it does have that kind of, I don't know, like flat, but then has kind of a dome top to it, like that wing of the nostril. So I would also think of that while I'm doing this. And then the nose itself casts a shadow on the lower lip of itself, you know? Output for that cast shadow causes on its own. And like I said over here, some of this would be in shadow because the nose is coming out. It's 3D, so maybe all of this would literally be in shadow over here. Pretend the eyes over here. But I would go back to this. And if we want to get in depth on that, let's talk about that for a second. If we're going into that, I would, like again, shade it as a ball. So when you're shading a ball, and there's light coming from that direction, there's going to be a shadow over here. And there might be a cast shadow because light reflects off other things, like anything. It reflects off the face itself. It really does. And so it bounces back. So it causes this band. So there'll be a little bit of light over here where that would be, you'd normally be dark. Let's just say it's a little bit of light. And it would cause something called a core shadow. It would be a band of shadow down that's a little bit darker than right here. And I would put what it's called halftone. Halftone is not shadow. It's just something that kind of spices up the thing, so it's not the same color as the paper, really. And that would slowly, slowly get lighter as it gets to the top, because remember the light source is over here, right? If it's coming from that direction. So it'll be lighter up here. It'll be lightest up there. So this would be band, and it's slowly, or not slowly, gradating this way. And it gets really light toward the top over there. And what you could do is you could pull a highlight if you want. That's what kind of highlights occur on the skin, really. And then I put usually a dark line to contain the shape. So that's what I would think of the tip of the nose as too. I would go over here and be like, all right, it's roundish, but I would also look at their shape and I'd figure out how to kind of customize that. It's usually like a round with some angles in it. I'd be like, okay, how do I? Remember, that's a bridge of the nose. It's like a rectangle, but kind of slightly rounded around the corners there. So if we're to go back into this, I want to separate the nose because it's coming out at us from what's below. So what I could do is I could make it really dark over here around when the nose touches the face. See, the nose is attaching to the face over here. And when it's attaching to the face, I would slowly light it out because it's pulling away from the face, really. The tip right there of the nose. So it wouldn't be as dark. It's not as close. And I would say I would gradually make it from darker to lighter as it comes out within this shadow. So there's still stuff going on within the shadow. Then you got to go to the side that's being lit, and like I said, you gotta make it understandable to the drawing. You can't have stuff blown out. Have you ever seen a photograph, maybe of a family member or you, and they want you to draw them or something like that, but they give you a photo that's totally blown out, like there's so much light on one side, it's totally white, you can't see any information. The point of photography, not photography, but at least for drawing, is you want to see the information most of the time, unless you're doing something very specific. You know what I mean? But for drawing, you really want a great reference, and great reference involves not having a picture totally blown out. Because of this, for this reason, you want to be able to choose what to pull out you know, and what to leave. But you want that info to kind of know, especially if you only have one photo of that person. You could draw them and it'll look nothing like them, and sometimes it's because that photo doesn't look anything like them. You know, that one photo might not be enough. When I ask for reference, I ask for 3 shots, high resolution, and different angles, like front, side. You know, just mostly front and side, 3/4, front side 3/4. And I mean, in addition to that, I'll usually ask if I can see their Facebook or something, because then you could really see how they look like when they're kind of moving around in different poses and stuff like that. Oh. Anyways, I also put my finger through it a little bit. That kind of you can do that with graphite. So the softer it is, the easier it is, and I could pull it out with my eraser. I can pull some highlights, or just to lighten things up with this kneaded eraser. I kind of dab it. So remember, the eyeball is over here somewhere. I'm thinking about this right now. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd really like to know what's up. I'm going to update this channel a lot more now, like a lot more. So what I do is and I really want a favor from you guys, is I want feedback, and I also want, like I said, questions. You know, like what is a specific thing, or some you want specifically gone over. You know what I mean? Anyways, this has been a quick kind of tips on the nose in pencil. Let me know what you think, and thanks a lot, guys. I hope you learned something, and I'll talk to you later.